Witajcie serdecznie w kolejnym odcinku Zagrajmy w Kingdoms of Amalur reedycję, a w dzisiejszym odcinku dokończymy sobie questa The Coming Storm, czyli główny quest, główny, nie dodatek, a ten podstawowy wątek fabularny gry Enter the High King's Court. No okej, za chwileczkę wejdziemy. Tylko tak jak obiecywałem, chciałbym jeszcze pokręcić się tutaj po mieście, pogadać może z kilkoma mieszkańcami. Tak więc... Zobaczmy, co tutaj ciekawego. Kapliczki do wyboru do koloru. Aha, rozumiem. Tutaj jestem w stanie pobrać różne błogosławieństwa. Wszystkie tak naprawdę 6 sztuk. Natomiast jeżeli chodzi o klątwy, również fajnie byłoby sobie pozdejmować te trapiące mnie klątwy, które no niestety tam przy otwieraniu chestów gdzieś się zbiera, gromadzi. A szczególnie jeżeli robi się to tak jak ja, czyli na pałę, że nie bardzo chce mi się w te minigierki bawić. Oj, nie. Nie biorę tego.
You've been watching me long enough. What is it? Did I wrong you in another life, brother? If you're willing to spare the gold, I can teach you what I know. In this battered old skull is a lifetime of knowledge, and quite a few stories as well. I have no interest in this war between mortals and the deathless. It is a waste of life, and I have my own private battles to finish. It's as good a place as any, I guess. But after a while, people begin to remember you. And for someone like me, that's a problem. I prefer anonymity. Besides, could there be a better place to hide from this offensive war? The only weapons you find in a garden are the blades of grass. I don't care to stay in one place for too long. Felltown sounded like a good opportunity.
Jakie zatyczki na brodę.
I can't say the peace edict has hurt business, but it's not exactly easy to train students in blacksmithing without weapons around. What you've no doubt heard is correct. I am the Holt Friend. I forged Bolgan's Bane of the Kaled Coast, and many other legendary pieces. My youth was spent as a mercenary, but I have since renounced those ways. Unfortunately, my enemies have long memories, and they aren't as forgiving as I am. It is an ancient Alfar kingdom far across the sea in the dense swamps of Clurcon. I once helped its great lords overcome a terrible Bolgan problem. Let the Fae try to stop me from carrying arms in the city. Weapons are my trade, my only expertise. It would be like asking a hen to stop laying eggs.
Okej, możemy się wytrenować. Niestety max skill allowed 3. poziom i ja już wszystko tutaj z tego zakresu wiem, także nic więcej się nie nauczę. Tutaj mamy forge do rozbijania przeróżnych przedmiotów. Graves rozbijmy. Przy okazji, jesteśmy w stanie zahandlować? Chyba nie jesteśmy. Nie, no dobra. Znaczy niedobrze. Niedobrze, bardzo niedobrze.
If you're looking to buy armor, I'm the only one in Felltown who's authorized to sell it. I'm Gwenna Hand, but my customers call me Gwen. I don't have many weapons to offer on account of the peace edict, but there's still a selection to pick through. Have at it. The Tuatha were intensifying their attacks against Mel Sinshir, the bastion in the east. Of course, that's just rumors. I pray they're not true. This is where the Fae keep us so we don't blemish their pretty city. Can't say I blame them. We're an unruly and ugly lot, mortals. Being here isn't good for business, that's for sure.
Mów za siebie.
The same damn 20 faces every day. But it's an honor for Britt and I to be here. Make no mistake about that. He's a dear friend from years ago. He spent time as my apprentice, but recently set out on his own. He sells authentic ritual Fae blades outside in the square. My twin brother and I were entering the army to fight for the Alpha when I panicked. I couldn't. I'm not a fighter. I came to Issa instead. I'm not proud of running, but I'm much more useful here as an unofficial ambassador of sorts. Not everyone's a fighter. The Fae didn't have laws, at least not official ones, until we arrived. Now they insist that those of us who live in Issa must keep its peace. No weapons.
To wygląda jak szyszka. Te włosy tutaj. Szyszka, nie?
Ambassador? Scolia Arcana? Could be anything.
No, zahandlujmy. Jakiś junk do sprzedania. Być może ona ma coś ciekawego do kupienia z kolei. Greater damage boost. O! To rzeczywiście całkiem mocne. Greater healing potion. W ogóle wszystkie te mikstury są greater i to jest już dobry znak. O, lockpiki. No dobra, zobaczmy. Te receptury, rozumiem, już są nauczone. Issa, citizen. Cześć.
Get over here. We don't abide by strangers in Issa. In this city, everyone is family. If you want to get around the peace edict, you'll have to keep your voice down. It's not exactly the keys of Rathir, or even the hospitalis quarters of Edessa, but Felltown has its charm. If you find out what it is, be sure to come and find me. It's better than the cellar crawl space I called home just 2 months ago, believe me. The Fae may be grumpy, but they've got nothing on giant rats. You know, that neighborhood in the gnome city of Edessa where the poor live. Oh, it's a lot of fun. Well, technically, we're not supposed to carry or sell weapons in Issa, but I've found a few loopholes. As have you. If you're on the market for something deadly, I'm your man. Just don't go blabbing about it to the Fae. They've got buds for brains. The Dockside District in Rathir is a lovely place. If you're looking to have your throat cut or contract a nasty disease, remember it next time you travel there. Not much to tell. Heard the war horn of the recruiters and packed my bags. Slipped out in the dead of the night, I did. And I'm proud of it. What good is fighting when the Tuatha don't die? Besides, I'm a businessman. I got my hand on a pass into Issa, and the rest has been waterfalls and walks by the river.
Okej, co ty masz w sklepie? Noxious Longbow, czyli trujący prawdopodobnie łuk. Tak, dokładnie. Mógłbym kupić te macy, tylko czy... Wiecie co kupię? A czemu nie? Stać mnie, to kupię. Ty ktoś, ty. Nikt ważny. Edelweiss. I proszę, mamy też tutaj możliwość wykrawcenia jakichś potek. Zerknę tylko na szybko. Master Slashing Fury. Okej. Spadam stąd. Jakiś healer by się przydał, żeby te klątwy pozdejmować. A tutaj nowy quest do wzięcia.
I hope you're here about the job. Demand is higher than ever. I'm just too busy to deal with anything else. Sure. You want to know about me? It's understandable. You want to know who you're going into business with. A wise move. Very wise. My mother was a merchant in Rathir, and I learned the trade at her side. I took the apprenticeship with Gwen a hand, mostly to get me into Issa. Now I'm on my own. What do I know of Fae politics? I didn't even know they had a city until Gwen and I were allowed in. All I know is that there's opportunity here, thanks to the war. I can sum up the war in one word. Folly. It is folly. You will see. Everyone will see.
Okay.
You think I like being confined to this cage? Think again. And after all we've done for them in this war, ungrateful creatures. It's safe, that's for sure. At least for the time being. I don't quite understand the Fae, but they definitely know how to keep a city quiet. She's the general merchant in the United Merchants delegation down the road. We've been friends for years now, I believe. A good, honest one, that Gwenna. Not just anyone can enter the secret city of the Fae. Oh no. You need an ambassador's endorsement and written authorization, and that's just to be in the lot. Those in the United Merchants are the lucky ones. Of course, once you see how much gold they actually make in Issa, you will no longer envy them. Making a fortune is what? These visitors come with obscene amounts of gold or treasure. They don't mind parting with it. My plan was brilliant. I created a blade.
Chciwiec.
Fae blade, of course, that makes them authentic. Something all of them had to have. That's all they care about anyway. Fae souvenirs. I called it the Honor brand. Truth be told, it's dull as a stick, but it's easy to make. Listen, if you can find the parts and make them, I'll pay good money.
Okej, tylko czy to nie jest powtarzalny quest?
Fabulous, fabulous. You know a good deal when you see it. There aren't enough people like you in Issa. The Fae don't even use money. Can you imagine? Once you start forging the honor brands, bring them to me and I'll provide you with just compensation.
Nie wiem, czy to nie jest powtarzalny właśnie.
There should be plenty of parts around the city. For creatures with no interest in possessions, they sure know how to collect a fair amount of junk.
Ale jeżeli to jest rzeczywiście takie powtarzalne zadanie, to raczej chyba nie będę się nim zajmował. Oczywiście, że tak. Issa Honor Brands. Tego raczej nie będę robił, tak więc tego questa sobie daruję. Nie jest wart uwagi. No dobra, tutaj jest jakiś kowal, z tego co widzę. Kowal. Na pewno jest zadanie do wzięcia. Na pewno ta miejscówka jest trochę większa niż początkowo mi się wydawało.
Let me guess. You're here to buy a title. No? A bribe. Is that what you want? Listen to me. I'm no one's plaything. I apologize. Forgive me. Sometimes the work in this place is too much. I thought Issa would be different, but it's just another nest of snakes.
Jaki tytuł? Mogę kupić tytuł. Zaraz zobaczymy, co to za tytuł, ale kupię, bo mnie stać.
They tend to view the world in strict generalities, along bloodlines and origins. Sometimes working alongside the Dokkulfar is difficult, but we have an arrangement. They adhere to their goals and methods, and we adhere to ours.
Okej,
You think
ambasador
I want to
Mandor.
be here, stuck in this giant vegetable? No. My mother
Giant
volunteered me
vegetable.
for this position, and I had no choice. I have a young soldier back home who waits for me. But can I be with him before he sails? No, I have to administer to the Fae. The war is the only reason I'm not still resisting my appointment. Something must be done. You know it as well as I do. The Fae must help. Who knows our enemy better? Do yourself this one favor and leave this place as quickly as you came. It's a den of deceit and malice. You don't want friends like these.
Chcę
I
kupić tytuł.
understand. Well, I can offer you the traditional alpha titles that are available at the embassy.
Dark Hunter. Dark Hunter?
This
Dark
one is
Hunter.
worn by our most secretive scouts and agents. It is a good choice. I proclaim you the Dark Hunter.
I tyle.
By then.
No dobra, a zobaczmy, gdzie jest ten tytuł. W statach, gdzieś go mam w statusie moim. Stats. W ogóle nie wiedziałem, że są takie staty, ale zobaczcie, enemies killed 1000. Więc już pierwszy 1000 przeciwników poszedł. Gold, XP, quest completed. Fajne staty. Później się będziemy przeglądać. Natomiast jeżeli chodzi o tytuł, no to tytułu żadnego nie mam nadal. Nie widzę, nie wiem w którym miejscu niby jest ten tytuł. I po co mi ten tytuł w ogóle, ale spoko. Tu jest questik, na ten questik przyjdę na samym końcu. Najpierw chciałbym
I apologize, but one
obejść
of my
te
station has many
karliczka.
obligations to attend to. Please, excuse me.
Okej, spoko, nic nie chcę.
Welcome to the embassy, young one. I am Scholar Icob of the Domus Politica. What brings you to my chamber? I have no love for the other races here, if that's what you're asking. The Varani are coarse and brutal, while the Alpha are scheming and treacherous. The Orme leave much of an impression, if I must be honest. I'll forgive them for their blandness. After all, they are so young. There's much to be gained from an alliance with the Summer Court, although I can't say I enjoy working with Fae directly. They're too set in their ways, too rigid. They've already grown into... Author themselves are a new breed of creature, fascinating amalgam that should be explored. We have a unique interest in the Fae, but I cannot explain further. I will say this. Their supposed immortality poses a problem to all mortals. The scholars in Odessa have a keen interest in gaining High King Titarian's trust and cooperation. There's so much to learn from him. A flighty creature. During my audience with the king, he forgot my name not once, but twice. It was insulting. But did he notice? Never. I've had a long career as an ambassador with the Domus Politica, and as a clerk in the Grand Bursars. But the real work will be done out here, in the wider world. We find them endlessly fascinating, in their ambition, in their magic, and in their disregard for the natural order. We could learn much from such creatures. Very well. Sign of greatness is to be many things to many people. To never let one role define you. We in the Domus Politica take such orders very seriously. It means you have our endorsement. As a result, all heralds in Isa will announce you by the appropriate title.
Ale wiecie co, jednak kupię tytuł.
One simple service I can provide. Perhaps with time and effort, you will one day reside with us here in the embassy.
Warlord Experiorati.
One
Dobra.
of my very favorites, and not to be worn lightly. I proclaim you Warlord Experiorati. Farewell.
Spoko, mam tytuł, tylko że... Po co mi ten tytuł?
Aren't you bold? This is the Varani wing of the embassy, and few venture here without being summoned. I'm Ambassador Advar, he who bloodies the waters. I have served my people for 40 years, in war and in peace. Now I serve here, in the gardens. It is here where the important battles are fought. The Battle of Wills. I enjoy being this close to those I'm competing against. That's what this is, isn't it? A conflict in which we struggle to gain the ear of the Fae. As always, the Varani will triumph. I have lived in less hospitable places. The Fae may not understand what it means to be mortal, but they certainly have an eye for beauty. The High King knows why we are here, yet he does nothing. Our people die at the hands of the Tuatha.
Czyli to jest takie miejsce, w którym się spotkałem wszystkie frakcje tak naprawdę. I krasnoludy, i ludzie. Nie krasnoludy, tylko gnomy. No. Jest, że tak powiem, international. Są jedni, drudzy, trzeci. Czy są czarne elfy? Były czarne elfy, a teraz jeszcze...
Hello, I am Ambassador Calder of the Almain.
Almain.
We may be new to the region, but we are just as involved in matters of the Fae and the war. It is simply an honor to be here. We Almain are doing our part for the war effort, but there are plenty of other relationships to forge far from the battlefields. Like most of my kin, I have humble roots. My parents were both trappers on the Snaketail River, feeding much of Whitestone Village back before it fell on hard times. Despite my position as lead ambassador to the Summer Court, I am an outsider. Blood between some of the races. As a result, I try to steer my own course. I do not wish to speak ill of other diplomats, but Ambassadors Keen and Brenner of the Alfar and Varani are plotting against each other, as if we need more deception.
Dobra, nie będę się pozbywał tytułu. Na razie to wszystko od panów. Jeszcze Mytany Keen. Mamy tutaj questa do wzięcia.
Then we must do what needs to be done.
Perhaps we must finally swallow our dignity and draw our swords. Quiet. We must not discuss this further in the open.
Okej, a kim ty jesteś, mały? Pogadam z czarną.
You must be the special messenger Tatarian's expecting. Trust me, the rest of us have heard plenty about it. Erwin can't keep his big mouth shut. I am
Irytuje mnie to coś na jej wardze.
Dokkelfar ambassador to the Summer Court Fae. I'm sorry. This is a difficult position sometimes. They are a council of Fae nobles that advise the High King in matters of politics. Not that they even understand what that means. To them, politics is just a game. Well, more of a game than usual. You understand my meaning. This is where the Fae hide us to keep us out of sight. I used to take offense, but I got over it. I wouldn't want to live near them. Strange things, the Fae. Isa is fine, and the Fae are tolerable, but many believe they should do more to support the war effort. It's unjust to live in peace while the rest of the world burns. I've met with him several times. I'll admit, he radiates a certain presence, but I'm less interested in charisma than I am in leadership. Not everyone is welcome up there. It's where the court of summer nobles spend their time reminding themselves of past glories. I'd avoid it. Something is about to happen, and it must be stopped. But that is all I can say. This is neither the time nor the place. If you're interested in hearing my story, meet me in the worship circle after dark, near the gates. I will wait for you there.
Okej, na pewno się spotkamy. W ogóle kogoś mi przypomina ta twarz. Bardzo inteligentne spojrzenie,
This is not the place. I will meet you in the time and place I specified. Goodbye.
No dobra, Uprising. Zobaczmy, co to za quest od razu. Side quest. No dobra, myślę, że jak najbardziej tego questa mogę zrobić. Teraz, już, zaraz. Oczywiście muszę zwiedzić pozostałą część miasta, czyli tutaj Den of Night. Tańce. Tancereczki. Jak pięknie. No dobra, lecimy dalej. Tu jest, zdaje się, jakiś sklep jeszcze. Sklep, karczma? Chyba karczma. No i oczywiście jeszcze jeden quest. Do wzięcia.
If you're looking to drown your worries at the bottom of a bottle, this I'm Gertern Asker, and this is my establishment. But if you're looking for the Victor's Brew, we don't sell that in Asker's Alley, and you'll have to take your business elsewhere. The ambassadors requested that facilities be created where flesh and blood folks could put their feet up. Not that the Fae know what that means. So the All-Main approached my family about starting a tavern. The alley does well, but I'm no businessman. I know better than to criticize the Fae. They call us children of dust. We treat them like people, but they're like no people I've ever met. This city has been here for thousands of years. Longer than that, even. It will be here long after we're gone. I wouldn't say I ran from the war. I just don't need to know every little thing that's going on. There are other ways to help. Getting folks drunk is one of them. Oh, yes, sorry. The United Merchants Delegation. It's a coalition of traders that have been granted permission to sell their wares in Isa.
Okay.
There's a brewery near Rathia that makes it.
Browar.
Very small, very secretive. But they've found their niche, that's for certain. Cheap and powerful.
Tanie i dobre. Jest dobre bez tanie i dobre. No.
It just helps the soldiers forget all they've been through. It's the most popular drink in Amalur, at least it is now. My Asker's Ale used to be the preferred beverage, but every day brings more cancelled orders. My brother and I are working on a new drink, but it requires something special. Wait a minute. Maybe you could help. If you do, I could see to it that the merchants in Isa treat you well. So here's
Dobra,
what we're
pomogę.
thinking. Bring back our grandmother's favorite Asker's draft.
Tylko, że wydaje mi się, że to też jest kolejny
Recipe
taki
calls for
powtarzalny
bristletongue tea.
questik.
If you're talking rare ingredients, bristletongue tops the list. It's worthless for potions, but tastes fabulous. The problem is that the Fae control the use of bristletongue, as it's a product of the Font's waters. Talk to Jackson, their apothecary. He can probably get it for us. It's been in our family for 4 generations, since the days of Almir the Bold. Our grandmother entrusted us with the formula, and we made a fortune from it. But I'm afraid we've been replaced by a new drink. King Almir, Almir the Bold.
Nie jest to może górnolotny quest, iść pozyskać składniki na browara, ale zadanie to zadanie.
He spends his time in the Lyceum Grove and the understyle section of town. He's an odd duck, always crafting new tonics. Some advice? Don't drink any.
Dobra, zobaczmy, co to jest za typ questa w ogóle. Side quest. No to ewentualnie może się skuszę na side questa. Kelnerki. Pan, ktoś pan. Nikt ważny. Calikin. Kalikin?
You look like one who enjoys a game of hexes.
We mortals need something of our own here in Issa. Why can't it be gambling? If you don't know how, I can teach you. What do you want to know about me for? Is this some kind of Fey interrogation? Keep your curiosity to yourself, friend. Folks here have gold. That's enough for me. I don't care where I find myself, just so long as the people there are willing to pay. Not much to do here in the Fey City, but lighten your pockets and have a good time doing it. But I jest. You have a lucky look about you, stranger. You had a look about you.
Zagrajmy.
Listen, all you need recall is these 6 cards here in my hand. Ace, deuce, 3, 4, 5, and the hex. First, you start with an ante. What'll it be?
W zasadzie to nie chce mi się grać.
And your money. Hexes and I will be here if you want to come back for a visit.
Może innym razem. Nie szczególnie chce mi się grać.
So you're the mortal who rose to power in the House of Ballads. You're not at all how I imagined you. My place is in search of a worthy challenge. Fools about issues that do not concern me. You fell persons are ignorant, aren't you? The great cycle is what gives balance between the eternal conflict of growth and decay. When every Fae passes, he is reborn. As long as the great cycle persists, this world we share may continue to refine itself on a path to perfection. We adore him in every guise.
Myślę, że tutaj pomalutku będziemy dokończyć eksplorację mieściny. Ale zaraz się zresztą upewnię. A tutaj już nic ciekawego nie będzie. Rajona Held jeszcze. Rajona Held.
Best tavern in Issa. Only tavern in Issa, of course, but you didn't know that, did you? If you're new in the city, I can help. I know everything. About the understyle, the embassy, the Scholia Arcana, you name it. I know it all. We provide your basic public service. Ale. And if drinking isn't your thing, then you can always stop by the Hexes game and back. Sure, we've got a place to sleep on the floor over there, but it'll cost you.
Ja, na razie dziękuję.
It's up to you. Oh, if I had the finery and manners, you wouldn't find me anywhere but the Embassy Hall. I'd even buy a title. But it's a dreadful place these days, what with the war. The Darkofar and Varani are practically at arms over their differences, and everyone speaks in a whisper. I prefer the United Merchants delegation. Those are my people. So you want to brush up on your bad luck, do you? That game will do it for you, all right. Speak with Kali in the back. When Issa first opened, the Alfar approached the humans about creating a shared shop, so people here could get their sundries. All of this was lost on the Fae, of course. Most of the United Merchants are good people, like Weistrin and Gwenna, but that blacksmith's apprentice, Britt Codgan, he's a leech. The Askers took me in when my pa was killed in the war. That's been nearly 10 years. Now this is my home
W dzisiejszym odcinku naprawdę dużo gadania, tak więc ja też aż tak dużo nie mówię.
Oh, that's a sinister spot, isn't it? Even the Fae take a few extra steps to walk clear of there. Don't trust anyone in robes. Like I said, it's all magic to me. If the Fae said this city got its power from glowing purple antelopes, I'd probably believe them. I'm just a hostess.
No dobra, to już pomalutku kończymy.
There you'll find the and the Lyceum Grove. They don't mind if you go exploring in the understyle, but I wouldn't suggest it unless you know your way around. The Fae can be easily offended. Olana and her squire Brio, they have the good fortune to meet with all the nobles who visit the High King. A life of lords and ladies. Oh, that's the life for me. Let me just say that I adore Olana. She's one of the few Fae that I've met face to face, and she couldn't be more pleasant. Such a pretty one. Is that the one at the far end of the Understyle? Yeah, I think that's the place. Never been there, but folks say that's where the Fae make the waterfalls. You see, the city gets its magic from the water. They call it the fountain. Or is it the wellspring? I never remember. I'm sure it's just a story anyway.
Okej, chyba już wszystko wygadane. Zobaczmy, czy mam coś na sprzedaż? Niekoniecznie. A co mogę kupić? Link of Expansion. 2% do expa. To ciekawe. Na pewno ten backpack kupię, o ile... O, super. No to mam teraz 90 i to jest wyśmienita wiadomość. 10 przedmiotów więcej. Pamiętajcie, żeby te plecaki kupić koniecznie. Warto, przydadzą się bardzo. No dobra, wychodzę i cóż, wydaje mi się, że to będzie na tyle w dzisiejszym odcinku. A więc zapraszam Was do kolejnego. No i oczywiście lajkujcie, komentujcie, subskrybujcie. Widzimy się w następnym odcineczku. Trzymajcie się, hej!